Hello. It's been a while since I've done a video like this. So, there's one thing that I'm sure each and every one of us can agree on, and that is the only predictable constant that we can count on is that things change. Things change that we had anticipated and look forward to. Things change that we did not anticipate and did not look forward to. And there is just a reaction and a readiness, a preparation for change. Whether we are proactive in it or we are reacting to it, well, that is really where the opportunity presents itself. I've been playing inside of the arena of brand marketing, communications, and strategy for over a decade. Started as a designer, thought that that was the thing. Then over time and being involved in the doing of it, began to see what was missing and what I wanted to explore more about, or what I had a natural strength arise in doing the work, and explored that. My business is now in its 7th iteration. The business that my wife and I have been operating inside of, that's gone through its own respective evolution, is changing and constantly changing. And I'm excited for the change. And there are times where I was really hoping that what I was doing was the thing, that I didn't have to worry about change. And I find myself in a new transition of change in my business. My wife and I, we run a company called the Baron Unicorn Creative Company. We weren't really sure what it was here to be of service to and for. It was really an infrastructure to house and facilitate the transaction of business. At its rudimentary form, that's what it got created for, to allow us to do the things that we are doing. As we, over the course of the last 2.5, almost 3 years now of this new iteration, as we started to do the work and explore and experiment, the curiosity of what was next, with my wife exploring her role as an artist and a guide of others inside of the practice of creativity as an integration in wellness, and myself in the consulting capacity, what I thought was an elevation of the work that I was doing in brand, but really just a continuation of the work of brand and helping organizations and people figure out how to articulate what they're in the service of to support the communication and the necessary narrative that we all have to put out into the marketplace, that is brand, right? There was a piece that was missing for me, a piece that I just couldn't quite figure it out. As much as I enjoyed the work of helping organizations and people get clear who they are and what they stand for and what that means, what I wasn't very interested in, didn't have an energized curiosity and real drive to want to be a part of, was in the machine of marketing and communications. Although very necessary, was not the sweet spot that I was looking to explore and play inside of. And I really didn't know how to articulate it, how to express it. And so I would do what we all tend to do and just push through. Keep doing the thing that we've always done, hoping that it is going to figure itself out down the road. And then being down the road and still left in a place of wondering why I feel the discord and the disconnect between this deep down pull and drive to want to be of service, to want to facilitate conversation, and how it was manifesting in the world as the thing I was doing. Now, what's cool about this process is over the course of the last 5 years, it's been progressively truing itself up because I've been looking and exploring and seeking to understand my own reason for being here. And so while I didn't think I had the answer, what I believe now to be the answer, was not very far away. And it occurred to me, it dawned on me, it was almost like a lightning flash, right? Just get struck by it, what it was. And it came out of a conversation that I had in doing a program that lives in the world of personal development and transformation. This area of discovery, because like a bicycle, no matter how many times someone tells you the theory and the practice of riding a bike, you can't get it until you are in it and you are trying, and then all of a sudden it lands and it's never forgotten and it's there and it exists. So the same thing happened for me in this next stage of progression in my business and what it is that I want to do to serve. We're all aspiring to create something that's meaningful and worthwhile, that in some way or another taps into a deeper purpose, has us fulfill on a deeper purpose. Whether we're able to articulate it or not, there is an intuition, a sense, right, of, yeah, this is working for me, and I feel good about what it is that I'm doing, and I'm willing to invest the time and energy to continue on this path. And that was the work that really lit me up, the work of helping my clients through the process of beginning to unravel and understand what that was, what that could be for them, this aspirational future to work towards, and to begin the process of not just doing more of what you've already done, but to do and add more to complement what it is that you're doing, to continue to stay relevant and be valuable to those that you are serving, or maybe create opportunity to serve those that you hadn't even considered before, because you are willing to do the introspective work and you are unsatisfied with the status quo of the here and now. Again, nothing wrong with the status quo. The status quo is predictable. It is what enables us to continue to do and create what it is that we've done and created. But there comes a time where it's not enough anymore. There is a growth and an expansion that we are seeking, and we aren't quite sure how to go about doing that. Well, that was where I found myself inside of this journey of figuring out what's next. And what I realized is that it lives inside of this innate curiosity to create. We are very exploratory, and we are, by design, wanting to build and create around us, and it looks differently for everybody. But we don't always know what it is that we want to build and create, and sometimes we think that it's got to be inside of the box that we find ourselves in, and that there really is no option for us to explore outside of that box. The work that I found most fulfilling was the work in looking ahead, in discovering and creating without restriction, that if anything was possible, what would the future look like of you, your people, your business, the impact that you're making, and the byproduct of having done that work 10, 15 years into the future. And to then get clear who we are as a collective coming together, and what it is that has us operate the way that we do, not to make or overly contrive or manufacture something that is not inside of our wheelhouse, that isn't actually true for us, but is a sounding board for growth, right? An expansion of who we know ourselves to be in this world. And the combination now of both of those, this clarity of self, this clarity of the collective, and an understanding of the direction that we're going in and what we could create, is a roadmap now that keeps us on course, that allows us to, through the status quo of our operating, our businesses operating, to fuel something in complementary to that, right? To what it is that we're already doing. And I realized that it has nothing to do with brand, even though that I was collapsing it together all the time, that it had to live inside of this box that I put myself in, or that I felt like I needed to work inside of, because that was what the expectation was. That's how I set myself to be identified as in the marketplace, but feeling a disconnect of it, and a lack of resonance with it. And then I got some coaching, some introspective homework, right? To really look at what it is that my business is here to be of service to drink my own Kool-Aid, as it were. And I realized that what it is that my business is here for is to help me, empower me, my wife, and eventually my kids, who are the up and coming generation of entrepreneurs in this new world, to create and be creative. That in fact, my business, the Baron Unicorn Creative Company, is a business that's here to serve others in the process of understanding how it is that they can create and be creative. And so the work for me is not inside of brand, and brand is a byproduct of the work that I do, most definitely, as is the need to communicate and be able to communicate well what it is that we're up to and in the service of. But that's not my sweet spot. That's not the arena that I am really fulfilled in. It is in the exploring and the tapping of the future and of what's possible, and then the guiding and the stewardship of keeping my clients on course to work towards those big dreams, to help them to create and figure out how to be creative, to have those things happen in the world in complement to what it is that they're already doing. And so now I find myself in the throngs of reinvention and this palpable curiosity for possibility for my own business. And in kind now, the ripple effect that it has as I work and seek to work with more who are looking to explore what's next in their own business. I share this with you as a milestone in my professional career, and a proverbial flag in the sand as a place for me to stand that I will begin to create from. So you're going to hear and see a lot more of this new way of looking at things. And I'm excited for that. I can't wait to explore and dig in. And at the same time, I'm paralyzed by it. I can be paralyzed by it because it is so new. And therein lay the real opportunity to expand and grow myself into who I know myself to be as someone who is a big dreamer and a creator of possibility and has a real deep desire to want to help others do the same. And so for that, I'm excited and I look forward to what's next. And I wanted to share that with you because who knows where you're at in that journey, and maybe there's something here that connects you to the what's next inside of your business. And if so, that would be a really great conversation to have and to explore and to begin the process of creating. So don't hesitate to try and take that on and embrace it and see what shows up.